Hey everyone, it's Cindy here, and today I'm going to go ahead and talk about Pnely. This is another new application for Android users, and this is a great tool for digital planning needs so that you can go ahead and make your annotations. Now, this is a pretty new one as well. It was probably also released in 2021-ish, so it's still working on some glitches and bugs. However, it is a very useful tool, very easy to use, and very beginner friendly. Not only that, but even though it is a paid app, I think I got this for about $5.99 or something like that. It actually comes with a few different digital planners inside as well. So if you are totally new to digital planning, this is a really great option for you to get the app. Not only that, but you'll get a couple of digital planners inside, and the creator at Happy Downloads, which is the developer's sister. So Rena is the owner of Happy Downloads, and her brother created the app Pnely, and they work together to answer all of our digital planning needs and desires. And if you actually contact them, they are very, very responsive, and they get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. So I really appreciate that support. Now, considering that there are a few bugs, you got to bear with them because they are making updates all the time, which is really great because they're always keeping this application up to date. So after you've downloaded Pnely, it actually has a very simple interface when you're looking at it. And you can see here I've already uploaded a few of my digital planners. Now when you first download the application, you won't have the folder planners. I actually created that, but what you will get are all of these different planners. Some of these are duplicates because when I had re-uploaded this or restored my notes, some of the deleted notes came back or the moved notes came back. So you'll see that it does come with a black version of a notebook undated planner. It comes with a rainbow undated planner, and it also comes with a rainbow portrait version of the planner as well. So these are the free digital planners that I'm talking about that are included in the application. Very simple again to use. She has hyperlinked months, weeks, and days as well. So you can go ahead and check out the Pnely app if you're looking for a free planner to use. I'm going to go back in all the notes, and I just want to show you the home page real quickly for the app. Clicking on this first icon here, you can go ahead and reorganize your planners or your notes within the home page alphabetically or by the one that was last modified. You can also search for files and folders by going ahead and clicking the search icon and typing in whatever the file name is if you have a lot of notes. They also make it very easy to send an email to them, report any fixes, and they respond to you as well. They do hyperlink their help to their Pnely website, and it'll take you directly here. I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. Clicking on that link will take you to their Pnely website and a how-to video. Now, Pnely does have a how-to video on how to use the app. This is a little bit outdated at this point because, again, like I said, because it's a new app, they are making updates all of the time, and some things are no longer relevant within this one that Rena had done for us. So that's why I'm creating this more updated version on how to use the Pnely app. Of course, probably in a month's time or a couple months from now, my video will be a little outdated as well, but I'm hoping it'll help you get a head start so that you can start your digital planning with Pnely. As you can see at the moment, it is only available on Google Play, and these are all the different things you can do with it. And they do talk about their free digital planner that is included, and she also provides us with free digital stickers if you are into the kawaii style digital stickers. And these are all the different features of the app, and they do allow a 7-day refund if you are not happy with the app. Okay, back into Pnely. So here are the settings. We're going to go ahead and click on this. Now, the version that I am going over today is 1.17.7. If your application is earlier than this version, then you may need to update your app if you haven't already done that. If it's a higher number than this, then obviously maybe some things may be a little bit different than what I'm showing you today. Keep in mind, whenever there is an app update that you're noticing, or maybe something that used to work doesn't work anymore, maybe something had been updated. So always check your settings, again, in this top right here, because most likely they probably added an additional setting in here that has been turned on or turned off which is now prohibiting you from doing things, which was actually the case in their last update. So as of right now, they do ask if you want to have a prompt name when you create a new document. You can turn this on or off. So even if you import a document, a PDF document that already has its own name, with this check mark on, it actually gives you the option to rename the file. The user interface size controls how the icons and buttons look. It controls how big or small they appear. Smart Pen mode is allowing you the ability to use a smart pen. The scroll direction will control how you want your PDF to scroll, if you want it to scroll horizontally like a book or vertically up and down. I prefer to scroll mine horizontally, so that's why mine is horizontal. The selection UI scale are the little toggle icons when, for example, you're on an image or you're selecting an object. You have the little icons in the right corners, left corners, things like that, and then you can control how big they look. I prefer to have small UI scale selection just because I notice if they're too big, it makes it hard for me to resize an image or an object. Import scale is going to be the size of the object, how it appears when you import it directly into Pnely. And importing the object, I mean by an image. So if it's a large image, but you don't want to appear too large in your screen, you can go ahead and change this to small or very small. So when it's imported, it will look very small and you can make it bigger. Your system bars I currently have as showing. Allow interaction in edit modes. I don't have this one turned on. I don't really use that one. And then you have the option to still be able to scroll and zoom. So enable scroll zoom lock button is turned on. And then you have the ability to select multiple objects with your select tool if this check mark is on. Dual bar. This controls your toolbar at the very top when you're in Pnely. I'll show you what I mean by that. And they have an option for if you want to go and export this, they ask you the resolution style and then how you want your backup functions to work and any actions if you want to remake your planners or calibrate, looks like your touch settings. Show you how you can import a new document. They have a few different things that you can put in. So when you're adding a new document, this is just like a blank page that you're putting into Pnely. Let's go ahead and click that. We'll do the file name and we'll do new document, just so we can keep things straight. And you can choose the size of your page. We'll go ahead and go with an A4, and then the orientation as well. I'm going to do landscape since I'm recording, and you can do the background, color, pattern, or an image. I'm just going to go ahead and make it a color. Let's make it, these colors aren't very light. Okay, let's make it like a light purple, because that's my favorite color. I only want one page created. And so now this is my new document in Pnely. So if you go to background and do pattern, you can change if you want a line or a grid. Let's just do, I don't know, orange. Let's go ahead and do a grid, create. So now I have a grid page. I'm going to go ahead and add another page so you can see what the line looks like. And let's do that in blue. And that's again background, and then pattern, line, create. So by default, when you create the page, it'll just be a blank page unless you edit the background to be a pattern. All right, so another thing that you can insert in here when you're inserting a new page, you can also insert an image, and this is useful if you want to add an image of a template either from another planner, or maybe you purchase additional templates online that is maybe in a PNG or JPEG image format. So I'm going to show you how that works. Go ahead and click image, and you can tap and choose your image. In my recents folder, I actually did a screenshot of my other planner, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in there, and here it is. So this is not a PDF. This is actually just an image that I screenshotted using my smart tools over here in my settings. I actually did smart select, and then I had cut out a page from my planner, or I guess I copied an image from my planner and then I inserted it as an image. Of course, none of these hyperlinks will work because this is just a flat image, but at least I can use it and I can annotate directly on top of. So that's another fun way that you can add pages into your digital planner if you're wanting to like add templates. And you can create new folders as well by clicking on the little plus icon on the bottom right and creating a folder. You'll go ahead and enter your folder name. I'm going to go ahead and name this new. And when you down click, you can rename the folder or you can delete the folder. Now looking at the other files, clicking the drop down will allow me to export, copy, rename, delete, or backups. If I export the file, I can choose to export it as a Pnely file, which means it will keep all the features, and you can reopen the Pnely file in Pnely and you can still move all of your annotations, notes, and stickers around within the Pnely app. However, if you choose to export it as a PDF file, it will flatten everything as an image and anything interactive will no longer be movable because now it's a flattened PDF. Let's go ahead and import a new document, and this would be something like a new digital planner that you downloaded and you want to add into your Pnely app. For this example, I'm going to use my freebie digital planner. If you are interested in downloading my digital planner freebie, I'm going to include it in the description box below. Go ahead and hit the plus icon and hit import document. It's going to ask you where you want to select your document from. And I have mine here on my drive. So I'm importing my freebie digital planner. Just call this freebie. All right, so there it is imported. And you can go ahead and start using it as you would. Again, if you want to use hyperlinks, you do need to make sure that you don't have any of these icons selected. I'm going to go ahead and go on a notes page just to make it easy for you guys to see everything. Now you can zoom in. I'm not seeing my zoom percentage, which this is new. It wasn't like this before, so maybe they're just working on some stuff. But I do want to go ahead and zoom in so you can see everything that is going to be going on here. First off, you do have this pen tool. You have the highlighter marker tool, the eraser tool, text tool. This is your shapes. You can insert images, and this is your select tool. Now within these different tools here, there are additional functions of each thing. So let's go ahead and start with the pen tool here. When I click that, it'll open up and you can have 3 different pen style options. This is more of, I guess, a traditional pen or pencil. This is more of a calligraphy style. And this is more like a paintbrush, looks like. And then you also have the option of 3 different strokes, and then you have 4 different colors that you can have at the top. So it doesn't mean that these are the only 3 strokes that are available. If you actually click the stroke, you can adjust your sizes here. So in the pen sizes, it goes down from 0.07 millimeters all the way up to 6.35 millimeters. Let's just go ahead and stick with 0.56, for example. Here are the color options. Clicking on a color will allow you to choose any color from the color wheel. And you can see your hex codes here. And you can just enter in, if you have a hex code that you know of, you can enter that in down below. If there's a color that you like, you can go ahead and add that favorite color of yours. I don't necessarily want to call this a pen case because the only thing that it's doing is saving the pen color. It doesn't save the pen style, and it also doesn't save the pen stroke. It's purely just the color. Same thing with the stroke. There's no way to add this favorite pen stroke. Now let's go ahead and go into the different styles. Let's start with the first one. I'm just going to go ahead and write something here. Hello. Do that again. And honestly, there's not much of a difference for me, and it could be maybe because the size is not big enough. So let's go ahead and bump it up and try that again. Whoops. So there's a little bit of a difference there when you do write with the tools. You'll notice how with the painting tool, it kind of has these little ends here, like I stayed on there a little bit longer. And then it has this thinner piece here, so it looks like it does have some pressure sensitivity associated with that. Go ahead and play around with the different pen styles and see which one you like. But that's how that works. I'm going to go ahead and do the highlighting tool. And same thing with the highlighting tool, you do have different sizes. It doesn't show them as a line like the pen tool did, and instead they're dots. But again, you can click on it and then you can adjust it. For the highlighter marker tool, the smallest size is going to be 1.76 millimeters, so it's bigger than the pen. And it goes all the way up to 17.64 millimeters, which again goes much larger than the pen. Just go halfway. Here are your different colors, and it looks like your favorite colors can be different than your pen case. Keep in mind, this one also has the different shade within a certain hex code color, and then this will control the opacity of the color. Now I want you to pay attention to this area here, how there's actually 8 digits here, or 8 characters, sorry, when a hex code usually has 6 characters, and that is because the first 2 characters controls the opacity of the highlighter. So if you want a solid color, then it's going to be FF, and then notice when I move this opacity down, it's changing. So and all the way down is going to be 0, 0, which really you can't see anything at all. So I'm marking and you can't see anything. And then going halfway. Let's go over this. That way you can see that. Let's bring it up and see it's a solid marker now. All right, onto the eraser. So you have 3 sizes for the eraser: small, medium, and large. There's no way to adjust these sizes. However, for the eraser tool, you can change what things are being erased. So if you're trying to erase something and notice it's just not going away, most likely you need to check your settings for your erase tool. All right, so in the settings here, we're going to go ahead and say that we want to erase the highlighter and only the highlighter. Let's adjust that to a medium size, and notice that my highlighter is going away, but my pen mark is not. Let's go back, turn off the highlight and turn on draw, which means I want the draw to be erased. And notice that now my pen mark is going away, but my highlighter is staying behind. This is a very nice feature because if you have multiple things on your planner page, you don't want to accidentally delete something that you don't want to delete. For example, if you've written a long body of text using the text tool, and there's just a small little drawing or handwriting that you did, you don't want to accidentally erase your text, and you only want to get rid of the drawing. So, or even an image, or even a link. So that's how you're going to do it, like that. Or I can select both of those and get rid of the highlighter as well. Now looking at the text tool, this is also another very nice feature. At the text tool, we have all these other options here. You can select your sizes. It limits you to size 2 all the way up to 96. There is no way for you to enter in a size value, but this should accommodate the majority of the things that you need within your digital planner. If you're noticing that your digital planner is maxing out and size 96 still does not seem big enough, it is because of the resolution of your planner, and it has nothing to do with Pnely. Sometimes planner sizes are so large that even at the size 96, it just can't fill the space. However, keep in mind, even at a certain size, Pnely does allow you to resize the text box so that it fills up the space. Let me show you what I mean. Here I am in my planner, and you'll see the lines on the right side. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Let's go ahead and do a text. I'm clicking here, and even at size 18, you see the cursor doesn't look very large. So I will have to bump that up a little bit. Let's say 96. Even then, I think that might be too large now at that point. Size 96. And let's also choose a different font, maybe one that's a little bit more eligible. We'll do Comic Sans, and that is a size 96. Now, even though it can fit, let's do size 14. You notice that's pretty small. 24, 48, 96. Okay, so using the select tool, you'll select your text, and you can actually adjust the size using your selection handles here. Double tap on the text, and then you can continue adding more text. If you want to edit the text features, then again, you still have to be in the text tool. Let's go ahead and do, see, even though I changed the font styles, you have to actually have the font selected of what you want to change. So I'm just going to click with my finger and hold, or you can do a double tap and select all, and you can change the styles of your text here. You can also import text, which is really nice. Importing your text using this import icon at the bottom, and it does alphabetize your text. So if you long click and hold on a text, you can choose to move it, and it'll highlight everything, and then you can just click where you want it to move. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one here because I want it to appear directly on top of that, and now you notice that it has moved. By default, it'll alphabetize all of the text names. Clicking and holding will also allow you to rename the font, which I'm going to go ahead and do because that's kind of a messy name for me. And then clicking and holding will also allow you to delete the text. When you import the text, you're importing it from things that are on your cloud space. This was actually directly on my internal storage, and I just downloaded a font that I liked online. Go ahead and change that to Times so it's easier to see. So another feature I want to show you using the text tool is that it uses all of the Android keyboard functionalities. So clicking the text tool here, clicking on the screen, I can go ahead and swipe if I want to. So the swipe feature works. And then I can also add emojis if I want to as well. So emoji, I don't know how to spell that. Okay, E-M-O-G. Okay, so emoji will also work as well. And clicking on my little face, I can put my emojis in. Go ahead and put the ballerina slippers. Although I should probably move my cursor. There we go. So you can see that emojis will work as well. Let's go ahead and, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the pen to text tool, which if you have your normal Android keyboard come up, and then using the Android keyboard, it's going to be this icon here. This is not with Pnely. This is actually part of your Android, and it is supported by Pnely. So, nope, that is not what I want to write. Here, pen to text. Perfect. Okay, So in order for this to work properly within Pnely at the moment is you do have to turn off your Android settings outside of Pnely. So let me show you what that looks like. Here I am in my Android device settings, and I looked up the S Pen and I turned off S Pen to text. Now if I turn this on, it's going to get really confused in Pnely, and then it starts doing really funny things. I actually don't need this anyways for S Pen to text, so I by default like to have it turned off, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on just so you can see what happens if you have it turned on and how it reacts in Pnely. Let's go back to Pnely. So we're back in Pnely, and I'm going to go ahead and do another one. So first thing you'll notice is now my cursor, you can see that it has this writing symbol. So S Pen to text. And it is cool because now you can do it directly, you can write directly in here, right? But the thing is, Pnely doesn't really support pen to text in that way, so it's not working. So if I want to do pen to text, again, I'm going to do it my traditional way. Pen to text, number 2. Okay. So now when I click this and try to do things, sometimes it's going to give me issues. So let's say it was like glitching out on a lot of people before. So that's the only reason why I'm showing this now. And let's see if it will change. It looks like for right now it's working at the moment. And it's not glitching. But just know that the S Pen to text feature on your Android is not going to work. Like if you try to write things in here, nothing will show up because it's not supported in Pnely. You can, however, use your keyboard. So I guess there's that. And then maybe you can do your write to text here on your MIDI screen. Mini keyboard. So that is supported there as well. If instead of the full keyboard, you just want your mini keyboard instead, that's just another way that you can use the pen to text feature. Again, I don't really care to use this little one. I prefer just to use the larger Android keyboard instead. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my S Pen to text. Let's go ahead and talk about the shapes tool. So up here is going to be your shapes tool, and you'll just have a lot of just basic tools right here. So you have a line, a square, rectangle, or a circle, and a polygon shape with little, I guess, angles, I would call it. And then this is where you would control the way that it appears. So this is going to control your border, I guess, your shape border, and how thick that line is, the radius of your shape, and like if it's a rectangle, and then the stroke end to be round or square. The stroke end, for it to be round or square, only works if your corner radius is all the way set to 0, at least what I have found when playing with this app. And that's only relevant for rectangle square shapes. This second one here is going to control the color of your line, and if you do have a color for your line, it will appear on the right side of the brush, and you're not seeing it because right now the opacity is set all the way down, which means there's no color. And if we bring it up, notice now that there's a color on the right side of the paintbrush, and if I move my color around, you will see it change. So we have that as blue for the outside border, and then the bucket is going to be your fill color for your shape, and we'll just keep that at green. And right now I'm at halfway opacity, so let's go ahead and do the square. And for my thickness, I will leave it here. For my rectangle, I will make it all the way down, and then for stroke end, let's go ahead and do square, and then next I will show you the round. Here is the square, stroke end, Now let's go ahead and do the round. Now this is a very subtle difference, but I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. And if you can notice that the corner here is more of a right angle, so it's a straight line, versus this is more of a rounded edge. That is the difference between the round and the square stroke end. Now I'm going to go ahead and play with this again, and I'm going to turn the corner radius all the way up so you can see what that does. Let's do halfway corner radius. And now let's turn it all the way up. Now you can see the difference of the corners. One is not as rounded versus one is as rounded. So this is the corner radius turned all the way up at 17.64. So in playing with Pnely, I did notice with the Shapes tool, I have not found a way to edit my fill color or my border color of my shapes once the shape has already been drawn. So for example, if I have my circle here selected and I have a green border and this color here, this part doesn't really matter on a circle. So I'm not going to bother with that, but I'm going to go ahead and turn up my border thickness. Let's go ahead and draw the circle or oval. And I just have not figured out a way to edit the inside color, like change the color of the inside fill or change the color of the border at all. So I don't know if there is a way to do it. And if there is a way that you know of, go ahead and comment below in Pnely. Maybe it's a feature that they haven't added yet, and as of this video, it's just not possible. So even with me long pressing with my finger, which I'm doing now, or tapping on the image or shape, it's not coming up with any additional options. As well, if I use my select tool and I click on this, I'm not seeing any other options for this, like other than to move it around. So I don't think there is a way to change the colors of the shape. Next up, we'll go ahead and talk about images and how you can insert your stickers into Pnely. Keep in mind that stickers really are just images. They can be JPEG format or PNG if you have like a transparent background. Pnely gives you the option to save all of your images and stickers directly within Pnely into folders, kind of like a sticker book in a way. Or you can import your sticker directly from the drive and not use Pnely's sticker book. I'll show you the two ways, as well as how you can drag and drop stickers into Pnely as well, because Pnely does support the drag and drop feature. This here is going to be, let's say, your sticker book or your photo gallery. They do provide you with sample stickers. These are all from Happy Downloads sticker kits, and she gives you a few stickers here. If you like the kawaii style stickers, go ahead and check out Happy Downloads. She does offer freebies once in a while, or I think every month, and they are really pretty and really cute, and you can always add more stickers to her sticker collection that she's already started for you. Now, how you're going to add a new sticker book, I guess, or a sticker folder within your book is hitting this plus symbol. And you can choose to create a totally empty category, which means you don't have any stickers within it yet. And I'm going to go ahead and do new category. And if I scroll over, you'll notice it here on the far right. I was playing with it earlier, so that's why you see that there. But clicking on this, you'll see that I don't currently have any stickers in this folder yet. And if I click the name, I can have the option to rename it, delete the folder, add another folder. Sorry, it's not adding a folder, it's actually adding a folder of images. So don't get confused, you're not actually adding a folder within this sticker category or sticker folder, you're actually adding a folder of images. versus adding image means you're adding a single image. Let me show you what I mean. I'll go ahead and add an image first to this category named new category. I'm just going to add the one sticker. So that's now been added there. Now I'm going to click this again and I'm going to do add folder. Now it's going to allow me to add this entire folder versus before it was just adding the single image. Use this folder, give it permissions, and now it's been added. It looks like it was smart enough where it did not add a duplicate image that I already had in the folder, which is nice. So that's how you can add full folders within a category that didn't already have something. Another thing you can do is you can create a category directly from a folder. So instead of creating the empty category, you're just going to create a whole new category with everything already inside of it. So let's go back and I'm going to go ahead and do a different sticker set. Let's do my basic stickers, and then I'm just going to use some icons here, and I'm going to use this folder, give permissions. Okay. So now I have imported the folder called Black Icons, and all of the stickers are here. These are actually stickers that I provide in all of my planner sets. So if you buy a digital planner from me, you do get some basic stickers to go along with it that you can already start decorating or using for your planner. I am a functional sticker creator as well. So that's how you can add stickers into a sticker book in Pnely. Now, if you want to insert it directly into your digital planner or your document, just go ahead and get a sticker, click it, and it just appears. It's very fast and easy. You can see there, just like anything else, open it again, do check mark. So you can see it's very, very quick. Another way you can do this is adding it directly from a folder and not from your sticker book. So let's just do a different set of stickers. I'll just do Mother's. Oh, that's Father's Day. It's okay. So there is that. Another way that you can do stickers into Pnely is you can actually drag and drop them directly within Pnely. Now I'm going to use the edge panel that is on my Samsung device. It is just a setting that I have. And then I'm going to drag in and split screen so it can open up my files. Let's see here. I'm just going to insert some drawings that I've done. I'm going to drag and drop that directly into Pnely, and you see that it's dragged and dropped directly into there. It does not support more than one image, so if I were to select multiple images, drag and drop it in, and see it does not support more than one, but it will import the first one that you had selected. So that's just how you can drag and drop images directly into Pnely if you don't want to use their image tool here. And I tend to drag and drop whenever I'm using Pnely, just because if I use their sticker book, I personally do not know the storage capacity of that folder. Not only that, but if I have to download all of my sticker files onto my device before I can import an entire sticker folder, I might as well just use my storage on my device. That's how I feel about it. You know, use it however you want, but I just wanted to show you the different ways that you can insert images into your Pnely app. While you have a sticker selected in the sticker or image tool turned on, you can select any image that you want, and then you can also crop it. So let's say I only want half of this image. You can also crop it in the other way as well. Click the image, crop, and it is a This is a destructive crop, so when you click the image again, you can't get back what you've already cropped out. Another nice feature about Pnely is that you can free-form transform an image. So in some annotation apps, you can only transform in the corners, but with Pnely, you can also transform it on the left and the right sides, as well as the top and the bottom, if you want to make an image taller or more narrow. Notice how I am making it skinnier, or I can make it shorter. So that's kind of nice that you can do, because sometimes you do have something that you want to stretch out. Let's say you want to stretch out this one, or you want to make it like really thin or something like that. It is possible. So that's kind of a nice feature of Pnely as well. Of course, you can make that really big. And you can also delete images by clicking on an image and just hitting the delete button. And you can undo with the undo button. Lastly, let's go ahead and take a look at our selection tool. This is the very far right tool here. The selection tool works very similar to the eraser tool, where it has an additional drop-down menu over here on the far right, and you can choose what you want it to select. So let's say you have text and images down on the page that you don't want to accidentally select, then you're going to go ahead and deselect them. So image and text I don't want to accidentally grab. And let's say I also don't want a link to be taken as well, because I don't want to accidentally delete that or move that. And we don't currently have a link on a page, but I can go ahead and show you how we can do that. So clicking on, so at the moment I wanted to click on this image here, but I can't because I have image turned off. So let me go ahead and click image on, click this, and then when I click this image, I can actually activate this hyperlink icon, click it, and then you can make it go to a page link within the document itself, or a web link that you find online. Web link that you find online could be useful for something like, let's say there's a book that you want to buy online, and you just type in the book name and then you hyperlink that to the place that you want to purchase the book from. Or let's say you find a recipe online and you want the link to the recipe. Go ahead and link it like that. I'm going to go ahead and just paste it within the document itself. So page link, I want it to go to page 1. And now in order for me to get to page 1, I do have to inactivate my tool functions and be in my stylus mode or my pen mode. And then I can go ahead and do a finger tap, which I just did. Or I can click it directly with my stylus and it'll take me to the first page as well. So now that I have my link selected, let's go ahead and take a look at my select options again. So it's saying that I will go ahead and select drawings, anything highlighted, shapes, images, and groups. I'm going to go ahead and deselect images because I do not want that to be selected. I also don't want my links to be picked, and it's just going to be drawing, highlights, and no text. So let's go ahead and make some of those objects on the screen so you can see what I mean. So here's the draw tool. Here is the highlighting tool. I'm going to go ahead and use this selection tool again, and I'm going to select 2 images. Let's go ahead and turn on my image tool first. I'm going to select 2 images, and as you can see, they are both individually by themselves, because even though they're both selected, because I had used the select tool around both of them, you can tell that they're both individual pieces because of the border around each image. If I want to group them together, I will hit this group icon here, hit group, and notice that the border around each image has disappeared, and now there's one larger border around both images. So both of these images are now grouped together. This will be considered a group and not an image. I'm going to go ahead and add a shape on here just so you can see what it looks like with the select tool. Let's go ahead and add some text. Okay, text tool. Right, so now that I have all of the different elements on my page, I want to go ahead and show you how the selection tool works. You can go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and select everything so I can select anything I want on this page. By clicking the shape tool there, I can copy it with the double page icon, and then it'll appear on my clipboard. So clicking the clipboard, it will paste it. And then if I want to go ahead and, right now it is on top of the standy line. If I want this to go behind, I want to focus on the larger image within the icon. So the big square, it means that your selection is going to the back. So now it's to the back. If I want it to the front, just click to the front. If I want to group images like I showed you earlier, you do have to have at least more than one image selected. If I want to select everything, you're going to go ahead and hit this icon here, and it will select everything that you tell it to in this drop-down menu. So whatever is checked in the drop-down menu, that is what it will select when you hit that button. Now everything is selected. If I wanted to delete it, I just hit the delete button. I'm going to go ahead and undo that so you can see what happens if I don't have everything selected. Let's just take out the first four. So I am going to leave drawings, highlights, text, and shape, but get rid of everything else by hitting this select all and then hitting the delete. Let's see what stayed behind. So the draw stayed behind, highlight stayed behind, text tool stayed behind, and the shape stayed behind. Again, because it was not selected when I hit the select all button. Some other things I want to show you about Pnely is that this page up here will tell you the page number that you are currently on out of the total number of pages. If you click on the left arrow here, it's going to take you to the last page you were on, not the left page. So let's say that my last page is number 1 and the next page I was on was number 5. So that's what it's going to do. If I want to get to page 4, I can actually jump anywhere in my document. Let's say I want to go to page 50. It'll take me there. Again, if I want to go back to my previous page, now I'm back on page 5. And to go to pages before or after, you can always just swipe left or right of your planner. In addition, you can also lock a page. So this just means once your page is locked, using my finger, I'm trying to swipe and I can't move it back and forth. And I also cannot zoom in and out. This is really helpful if you are writing directly on your tablet and your palm is really sensitive to it, so it moves it around. So that's kind of nice to be able to lock the screen. I just unlocked it. I'll lock it back again. Now you don't have to worry about things moving around. It's going to stay exactly where you've locked it into place. Alright guys, I think I've shown you everything that I know in Pnely. Keep in mind that this app is still developing. They're making improvements all the time. It's always getting better, and they are very open to suggestions. They actually have a Facebook group for Pnely. If you join their group, you can even ask for help there. There are other users for Pnely that can help you out, or the developers themselves will actually respond to you. You can also email them if you need some help or support, and they again are very responsive every time I've emailed them, which has been about 2 to 3 times now, they've always gotten back to me within 24 to 48 hours. This was a tutorial for Pnely. I hope this gives you a head start in using your digital planner if you choose to use the Pnely app on your Android device. If you are interested in the freebie that I have used today, go ahead and look at the link in my description below. If you download Pnely, they will also give you their free planner. So if you download my freebie and you get the Pnely app, it's like you'll have 2 different planners that you get to play around in, see what kind of styles you like, what you're looking for. The freebie planner that I provide you is a very basic planner. It's a monthly, weekly, and has some notes in here as well as some custom sections and some note pages. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful, and I'm wishing you guys a little piece of happiness in your digital planning life. Bye guys!